Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Southern Dirt Motorsports. And this is the Christmas edition, you might say. Just want to sit back and me and Hall of Famer here, Randall Davis, sit back and kind of reminisce about what all happened this year. And I've got some plans that I'm going to disclose for the upcoming year. Randall, I think we had one heck of a year.
Steve, we've had a great year this year. Southern Dirt Motorsports is all about the history of the racing in the Upper Cumberland area, and we've reunited some old friends. We've made new friends with each other. The Northfield Vineyard has been great to let us host a lot of places here, and it's a place that everybody needs to come and visit. It's a great facility. And my thing today is to thank lots of people I can't get into a lot of names, but there's a few I will that's actually made this happen. And I know this was Mike Luna's brainchild to do this, but with your help, Mike, and you have made this happen. You've made it take place, and it's something that will never be taken away from us. And as we have learned going through this, there was some of the ones that's even been doing it longer than I did, that had a lot of influence on some people that went ahead and done really great with racing.
Yeah.
And they got seen by the right ones and was willing to put that effort out, and it worked for us. And I just want to thank you and Mike for making this happen. And
it's been an honor for me.
I guess I want to thank Roy and Tammy Freeze for helping us with our video and when we needed them. And I want to thank my wife Doris for helping us with the video and putting up with me in general through all the years.
That's not hard to do, is it, Randall?
It can be. And I want to thank Steve for editing our tapes for us and
Stephen Field,
yes, making them sound as good as we can. So there's lots of people out there I'd like to thank, but the list gets long, and that's just what we wanted to do today, is thank some people for making this podcast. It's a year old, I guess, to make it the success that it is.
It's a year old last month.
It's been great for me. I've got to, like I say, get reunited with some friends, and I hope people out there watching us has got to see some faces of maybe the guys that they heard about, and they finally got to put a face with a name. And I guess one of the highlights of it too, to not diminish anything, was putting Charles Hullett's complete race team and garage back together. That's something that's pretty much unheard of this day and time, for a racing team to be that old and still have the car that he drove, the mechanic that built it, and the driver that drove it, and the shop that it was raced out of. That's an unusual find.
Yes, it is.
And one of the things that I'm really proud of too, I got reunited back with one of my old race cars that I hadn't seen in 50 years. It's being restored. Roy Freeze is restoring it. I'm building the engine part.
And hopefully you'll be able to have it for display next year.
I'm hoping to get it to that point.
Well, speak about Charles Hullett's race car. Obviously, we're recording here at Northfield Vineyards, and in this very room a few weeks ago, we had the Hall of Fame induction ceremony. I was blown away how many people was here. I knew we'd have a good turnout. Randall never thought about the turnout we had. This is a room that we had it in here at Northfield, and it was, to say the standing room only was an understatement.
It was overflowing.
Yeah, it was. And I want to remind everybody that next year, me and Marty, we got our heads together, and we've got it, the winery booked again for next year, September the 16th, 2023, from 11 to 2. And reason we backed it up is, we should have warmer weather and have it up here at the pavilion where we can have more room. And there'll be more details released as the time comes closer. But looking at maybe having a car show incorporated.
That would be good.
People bring their restored cars out, their race cars,
Well, we're going through some things like you do in racing. we're trying things. We're going through a learning process.
Yeah.
Some of the things that we try will probably be better than others, but we're going to try a lot of things. And I guess you, the viewers out there, will let us know that you liked it or you didn't like it, and we'll be responding to that.
Yes, we welcome feedback. I mean, message me on Facebook or, shoot us an email, southerndirtmotorsports@gmail.com, or if you feel the need to write us a letter, we got a post office box too, Southern Dirt Motorsports, P.O. Box 951, Livingston, Tennessee, 38580. It's right behind where I work at. I check it every day. And, man, it's been an incredible year. I want to talk about some things that's upcoming next year. We haven't released any videos. We've been recording, but we haven't released no videos. Since the Hall of Fame, I thought about it, but everybody's so busy this time of year, thought maybe it might be best everybody just take a break. And but we have been recording, and a couple of weeks ago, Jeff Walker and Gary Lawrence, they had the honor and privilege of interviewing Julius Todd.
Julius is great.
Yeah, he is. I've seen the video. I think everybody's going to like it. It's a two-part video. There's 3 generations in that video. It turned out real good. And also, another one that's coming up next year. This person I've been pursuing for a long time, and finally Randall here got me his phone number, and I called him, and come find out he only lived 2.2 miles from me. Jack Smith, me and Randall interviewed him. We had a blast with him. Jack's a great guy, and it's going to be a 2-part video too.
Jack was quite an innovator and a really good racer and a gentleman.
Yes.
On top of all of that, so I think that'll be entertaining too. And I'm proud of the Julius interview. So Julius is a great guy, and I consider him a friend. But I think people will really enjoy hearing from Julius again.
Julius done a great job. Jack did. Jack called me the other day, asked me, said, when am I going to be released? And I told him, I said, it'll be after Christmas. He said ever since I called him, all he saw about racing. And he's watched every podcast, and he's really excited. He's a great guy, and you can't never tell. One of these days, he might be both of these gentlemen might be a future Hall of Famer, Julius Todd and Jack Smith.
Right. You never know where that heads or what takes place to make it happen. All the things that goes into becoming a Hall of Fame inductee. So there's lots of things that goes into it, just like there's lots of things that goes into a race car and its operation. Lots of moving parts there.
Yes, they are. Another thing we got coming up that I'm working on, and Randall's going to be a part of it, and Jeff Walker and Mike, hopefully. You can't mention upper coming and dirt track racing without thinking of one name, and who is it? BK Lund.
BK was one of my favorite adversaries, but one of my favorites. Heroes. BK and I had a good time together. Got many good pictures of me and BK getting real close.
Sometimes too close.
Too close.
I've been talking to BK's widow, Joe Luna, and I'm working on something. Of course, it's going to be next year, obviously. Haven't started recording anything yet, but it's going to be more like a documentary series, if you will. I've been in contact with Joe 2 or 3 times, and she ain't really able to be on camera. She still breaks down when she starts talking about BK. So me and her, we've talked and we've come up with a plan, and I think it's something that everybody's going to like. I'm anxious to do it, but really look forward to it. Like I said, BK, his name is synonymous with dirt track racing in the upper country.
BK was a great driver. Can't take anything away from him. He was a great racetrack promoter.
Yeah.
He loved that aspect of racing, and he did some really good things for racing.
Mm-hmm.
I can't say enough good about it. There's another lady, Linda Yates, the widow of Carl Yates, that I hope that sometimes we can do a podcast on.
Mm-hmm.
I've talked to her, and I'll be talking to her some more. if and when she feels like it, we'll do that too, because the wives were a big part of racing. Racing wasn't just a one-day affair. It was a way of life. Kids, wives, everything, they gave their life to it too. If a husband is doing it, and the father, the kids and wife, it becomes their way of life also. It's a real good way of life, a rough way of life sometimes. But, it becomes that whole family.
And hopefully Jackie Grissom.
Yes.
Get Jackie.
And Jimmy also.
Yeah, and Jimmy. There's just so many people out there that, that I want to interview, that want to be interviewed. I sat down the other night and counted. I've got a list of 12 people that I've got to get to. That's wanting to. Some of them is running the super late models. And, I want to cover all genres of racing, dirt track racing.
This was starting this podcast was the foundation of racing. As we get into the newer generations of it, that's where it led to. Each generation gets better with better equipment and learn more. And that's what this podcast was all about, showing the beginnings and where it's gotten to this day.
Yeah.
And it's doing a good job of that.
Want to show how racing maybe has evolved from its roots and how it has evolved into kind of what it is now.
Looking at the old cars, watching Roy restore the old cars, and I can't say looking at the safety equipment, I can say looking at the lack thereof, makes me wonder how any of us survived it back in the day. But the safety on race cars is phenomenal now. It's I don't know how you could be more comfortable in anything than you can a race car the way they're built now. But the safety has really progressed. I mean, it's really, every time a fatality or any time somebody got hurt, they tried it and have been pretty successful in doing something to prevent it from happening again.
Yeah. Well said. And I'm also looking next year. I've been talking to Marty. We're going to line up some interviews up here at Northfield Winery. Mark and Marty, they're just such great people to work with. The whole staff here, they're so accommodating. Please, when people come in here, let them know that you appreciate what they're doing to help us. We really do. I just can't find the words to describe.
I can't either. And I'd like to say, too, if you have an event, consider having it up here. It's a great facility. In the summer, it can be, you can have events outside. In the winter, you can have them inside, or you can have your choice of what you want to do. But it is just, they're great people. It's a great facility to have it in. And they've got a great dog to play with, too.
Bo.
And he'll meet you at the door.
My wife's scared to death of Bo.
Bo is a great dog.
But that's just a few things we got coming up. I got some people I want to thank, too. First of all, got to thank Randall and Doris Davis. And Stephen Fields. He come to my rescue. Everybody knows that when we first started that the guy had kind of dropped the ball on me a time or two. And Stephen stepped up, done a phenomenal job.
The one that I'm proud I've got to get acquainted with is Jeff Walker. I knew Jeff's dad, Paul, real well, but I instantly liked Jeff Walker. And I'm looking forward to working with Jeff some on these podcasts. He's good at it. And I'm just proud to have got to meet Jeff. Thank Stephen Field, Roy and Tammy Freeze. Can't forget Gary Lawrence, Jeff Walker, Gene Wood. Gene's been a big help to us. Yes, he has. Mike
and Marty Luna, and Marty Luna and Mark Ray here at Northfield Vineyards. This is the home of Southern Dirt Motorsports right here.
It is.
This is where it started at right here.
And it's helping us progress on through with it. And Steve, I would like to. This is Christmas,
right?
And we're doing this as a thank you to everyone for what everyone has done to make
You ain't
the
gonna want
podcast.
us to sing here now, are you?
Maybe not, but I'm getting awful tempted. But,
Well, you can do a solo.
but it is Christmas, and we at Southern Dirt Motorsports in Northfield Vineyard, to us, this is when we celebrate the birth of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. We thank a lot of people, but that is the ultimate one to thank and be thankful for everything that we are, everything that we have. And thank Him when you lay down, thank Him for our nation, pray for our nation's leaders, and pray for our nation to be blessed once more because it needs it. So don't forget what Christmas is all about, and it is Christ's birthday, or this is a time of year we celebrate His birthday. That was the ultimate gift from God, and we thank Him so much.
I've got a thought or two I'd like to share. I'm like Randall, please don't forget the reason for the season. I work at the post office, and I'm not going to get on the soapbox, but please, people, remember the reason for the season. I'm so blessed to have such fine people to work with. I'm thankful for my job. I'm thankful for my beautiful wife, my kids, my grandkids, and I hope this holiday season that when the families get together, y'all take a few extra seconds and hug one another, and tell each one how much you love them, how much you appreciate them, because you don't know what next year brings. We lost two members of the racing community this year that nobody thought about.
It just came about.
It just come about, and I also want to thank you viewers for allowing us in your home. We're honored that you choose to watch us. We're not no professionals by no means, but
we love the sport.
We love. There you go. That's what I was trying to say. We love the sport so much. I mean, it's. My wife told me. She said, "I can see your passion for this, and I have a passion. I mess up sometimes, but my heart's in the right place."
The sport forms your life in a lot of ways. It's a very gratifying, but it's also a very humbling sport. You can think you're the king of the mountain this week, but next week there's always somebody come along and knock you off that mountaintop. It keeps your feet on the ground. It teaches you a lot about life, and sometimes you can't win, but just being a part of the game means a lot, and that's the way I try to approach life. I know I can't win at everything I do, but I sure like being a part of the game.
Yes, I couldn't agree more.
Let us know what you like. Let us know what you don't like. We've got thick skins, and our ultimate goal is to teach about the history of stock car racing in this area and give you something that entertains you, something that you can remember and share with your friends. So liking us and subscribing to us, that's what keeps us going. Thank you so very much for my part.
Well, we're going to wrap it up here. Once again, I appreciate everybody allowing us into your home. My prayer is that everybody has a wonderful Christmas and a wonderful New Year. And like Randall said, please like and subscribe to our channel, Southern Dirt Motorsports, on YouTube. And also, like I say, if you want to shoot us an email, southerndirtmotorsports@gmail.com. And of course, our mailing address, once again, is P.O. Box 951, Livingston, Tennessee. For Randall Davis and Doris Davis running the camera, everybody have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and we'll see you next year.
Merry Christmas to one and all.
Bye.